Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. On the program today, the flu season is upon us, and this morning we'll test your knowledge on how much you actually know about the myths and truths about the flu. Also on the show, Honey in the Rock, an amazing ensemble with inspiring a cappella and electric performances that also includes storytelling and activism. More on that in just a few. And we'll have our yearly chat on the real estate market with our friends from La Macchia Realty. But up first, the story of a unique collaboration and dedication to the city of Lawrence. The Lawrence Partnership is a coalition of leaders that are dedicated to working together on a shared vision of growing the Lawrence economy. To do this, they're bringing together resources to the table as well as a spirit of collaboration. Business leaders from business education, healthcare, nonprofit, and government sectors have come together to put forth an economic development strategy to achieve transformational change. One willing partner of the Lawrence Partnership is the Alliance for Business Leadership that will focus on an executive leadership program for local Lawrence leaders with support from staff and professors from the Harvard Business School. To tell us more, we've invited the executive director of the Lawrence Partnership, Derek Mitchell. We also have Jessie Mermell. She's president of the Alliance for Business Leadership and former communications director for Governor Patrick. Now we also have Wendy Estrella, prominent Lawrence attorney and developer. She's also a founding board member of the Lawrence Partnership. Welcome to Urban Update. And thank you all for coming in. Derek, let me start with you. Just talk to me about who makes up this Lawrence Partnership, and why did the group come together?
So the partnership is really comprised of a lot of individuals that have a shared vision for the future of the city. They're business leaders, civic leaders, nonprofit leaders, they're elected officials. What they all have in common is that they believe in the future of the city, and they also believe that that bright, promising future will better be realized by them working together. And so we've come together to identify opportunities and to act on those opportunities in a collaborative spirit.
Okay. Now, Wendy, as a board member and a member of the community as well, how much has this collaboration inspired the area, had an impact?
Well, it really has made a huge difference in the area and the community, and because it's bringing so much buzz to the city of Lawrence, so much attention, and I think it's important, and it's positive attention. It's you have a group of people who've come to the table to talk about the opportunities in Lawrence and what Lawrence got to offer. So I am, honored to be part of the Lawrence Partnership as a board member, and I'm excited about what's happening and how the organization is impacting the city. And the city, the community as a whole.
Now, Jessie, could you talk a little bit about this strategic partnership that you have with the Lawrence Partnership and how it'll work? I understand it includes the Harvard Business School. Again, talking about the Alliance here.
Sure. So we had the mayor of Lawrence come speak with us at a workshop that we held last spring. And one of the things he said that Lawrence needed help with was changing the narrative about the city. Lawrence has done so much on its own in the past 10 years or so to really elevate the city and prime it for success. And we were so excited by what the mayor had to say. We launched a partnership with the Lawrence Partnership. And we're taking a three-pronged approach to really bringing the energy and success of the greater Boston economy to Lawrence and the area. We're working on starting things up, scaling things up, and importing. And on the scale-up front, we're really excited to be in the throes of developing a great new partnership with the Lawrence Partnership and collaborating with a number of faculty members at Harvard Business School. There are so many truly exceptional leaders in Lawrence. As Derek talked about on the nonprofit side, the education side, the government side, the business side, we want to bring them together and really create a cohort of folks who have a meaningful, intimate experience thinking about the role they play together and as individuals in the success of Lawrence. And our hope is that this is a model in future years we can bring to other gateway cities around the Commonwealth.
Now, how many people get to participate in this, and how does it work?
Right now, we're shooting for 30 people in the first cohort, but as with any pilot, we're going to figure out if that's the right size group, and we'll revisit that size for year 2 if need be. But the idea is that folks will come to Boston. We're working on the location, so stay tuned, for a multi-day session where they build relationships and start to think strategically about their role in the future of the city of Lawrence and get the tools that they need to make that difference. And then we're going to have days over the course of the next 6 months, both in Lawrence and in other parts rest of the state, both to build that community and to provide leadership tools. The raw materials are there in Lawrence. There's not a lot of help that's needed, and we're really happy to help be connectors and connect the city to resources so that they can reach the potential we know they have.
Wendy, what about this new campaign called Why Lawrence? I understand you're trying to create a narrative by telling stories about the people there.
Well, the Why Lawrence campaign, it's really just highlighting the great things that are happening in Lawrence through short videos. And there's some things that have been happening in Lawrence for a very long time, but it's sort of more like the highlight, right? So it's bringing the story out there that has really never been told before. So the idea of creating this video of saying, like, why Lawrence is kind of just show what the city is all about and what it's doing and what the people are doing and the local businesses. And the idea is to do these videos, at least 3 videos. We'll do a video every 3 weeks. A video will come out, a new one, and we'll do that for an entire year, so that we can just, bring the positive out of Lawrence, so that people can see what's happening in Lawrence, and that's the beauty of having the Lawrence Partnership, to bring out the best of the city. And this is why we're so excited about having, the Lawrence Partnership in the city, and with so many wonderful people involved who have the best interest in the city in mind.
Now, Derek, I understand that you've created a little excitement about the you have internships and college career readiness programs for Lawrence High School students, getting some help from some of the regional employers.
Yeah, and this is part of a larger strategic initiative that aligns a lot of different goals. But to Wendy's point, there are a lot of raw ingredients, and there's a lot of work that's already been underway, and we're trying to capitalize on that. I think that Alliance for Business Leadership, since they've gotten involved, has recognized, boy, Lawrence is a community full of potential and opportunity, but sometimes those opportunities are hidden, right? That's not the predominant narrative. Our approach is to build on the fact that graduation rates have jumped 20 points, to build on the fact that crime rates have dropped 30 points, that we've seen more private investment in the last 2 years than the previous 10 combined. Those are all assets to the community, but if we're really going to scale this, we need to continue to invest in people, investing in our leaders through this collaboration with ABL, and then ultimately making sure our young people have access, exposure, experience to the growing industry, so they can get into these jobs that are hard for employers to fill, and really be on a pipeline towards good careers.
And Jesse, just to wrap things up here very briefly, just so we understand, what exactly the Alliance for Business Leadership, in a nutshell, for those who aren't familiar with it?
We are a 10-year-old coalition of progressive business leaders who have this crazy idea that social responsibility and sustainable economic growth go hand in hand. And we work on tackling economic inequality and social mobility, and we're thrilled to be working with Lawrence on doing that there.
Okay, and we'll leave it right there. Jesse, Mermell, Wendy, Estrella, and Derek Mitchell, thank you all for coming in, and good luck with the big project in Lawrence.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Coming up next, Sweet Honey in the Rock, an amazing ensemble with inspiring a cappella and electric performances. Where and when? Coming right up here on Urban Update.